The following is brought to you by Total Seal Piston Rings, the leader in ring seal technology. TotalSeal.com. Hello and welcome. Total Seal Piston Rings is back on the air. I am joined by Lake Speed Jr., and we are getting ready for PRI. Lake, the trade show is this week. We missed it last year. This is big. Everybody from around the world that is involved in motorsports, literally a worldwide audience, is on their way to Indianapolis, Indiana. I am pumped. How about you?
Oh, yeah. I can't believe it's been 2 years. I mean, it's going to be kind of crazy to think it's been that long. Hey, you know, other thing, too, it's been 2 years. It's also the 2-year anniversary of Hidden Horsepower. Very first podcast was released 2 years ago during the PRI show. How about that?
That is amazing, an amazing stat. I appreciate you pointing that out. And thousands of listens, many, many different interviews. The most recent one with Gary.
Tens of thousands. What are you talking about? Tens of thousands of listens. I mean, heck, we had one of the viewers or listeners over the weekend put out an interesting stat. Over 2,900 minutes of Hidden Horsepower was released just this year.
That is incredible. That's a lot of stuff that we have done, and all the information and all of just the elements, the guests, Gary Stinnett, Frank Iaconio, so many storylines, and it's been great. It's kind of like I don't want to call it a secret, but it's hitting its target audience, to say the least, when you are talking to engine builders and machinists and people in the industry. And now we're all getting together. We're going to PRI, and my thought was to jump on here before everybody hits the road, the travel. Honestly, I think there are people that are driving there with like trucks loaded with trade show stuff as we speak.
They should totally be binging Hidden Horsepower the whole way there. I know I would be if I was driving. I'd totally be doing it.
Yes, the podcast bingers. You know, I had a guy who goes, those podcasts are really becoming a big thing. And I was like, yes. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So I figured we'd jump on here and we'll do like just a mini PRI preview. Let everybody know what the booth number is, which is 1525. PRI booth number 1525. Correct? I got it right?
Yes, sir. Same place we've always been.
Which is right in the middle. And
middle of the main hall.
I always just look up and look for the thing on the ceiling. That's how I find you.
Yeah, that helps too. Yeah.
That is the best way to do it. Just look for the Total Seal signboard up there. But let's talk a little bit about what you guys have got going on, what we can look forward to, and then some of the news stories that we're excited about happening as the trade show gets started Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Everybody pretty much gets there on Wednesday as we go in. The setup is happening. When are you heading there, and what can we look forward to?
All right, so myself, Keith, and Kevin are heading out tomorrow. So we'll be flying to Indianapolis tomorrow. We all get in late tomorrow afternoon. So Wednesday morning, we'll hit the ground running, setting up the booth, hopefully get everything done. And then we've got a little evening of entertainment planned on Wednesday night with some former guests of the Hidden Horsepower. We're getting together and taking them out to dinner. And so that's going to be nice. You know, when you're in Indy, you always got to go do the St. Elmo's deal. So looking forward to that. And that kind of kicks off the whole week. And one thing we're doing different this time at PRI, again, thanks to the podcast and all the response we've gotten from Hidden Horsepower, we're actually going to be recording episodes of the Hidden Horsepower podcast each day during the show, because like you said, you've got engine builders from all around the world coming to Indianapolis this week. And this is going to give those guys a chance while they're there to sit down with me and you and Keith or Kevin, whoever's available at the time, and have the chat and get them on camera, get it recorded so that not necessarily live, because we figured the internet connection during the show could be a bit wonky with, tens of thousands of people there, but we'll record it and then we can play them at a later date so that everybody can see and get to hear from these great icons of the industry that, they continue to amaze me, Joe, at how open they are. And just the other day, listening to the Gary Stinnett episode, and Gary takes control of the interview and he's telling us how to do it and what to think. And, you can be a machinist or a machine operator and things like that. So you want to grab hold of those guys while we get the chance and have them share their story And again, we're so thankful for the fact that so many of them have been willing to share their story. And I know we've got some special guys coming who are going to be sitting and talking with us this coming week. So it should be super exciting.
I know that I have upgraded my game for this. I got my brand new iPhone 13
right.
Pro, because, everybody, you got to understand out there's so much eye candy to see. And I know people talk about the SEMA show, but if you're a racer, this is better.
Oh,
it's all racing.
Yeah, it's way better than SEMA. If you're a racer, this is your show. I mean, SEMA is a cool car show, lots of bling and all that, but nothing compares to the PRI show, Indianapolis. That's racing.
Exactly. So we are putting this out on the podcast feed. We're also doing it live in our Facebook group and the Facebook page and the YouTube channel. We've got some people out there who have jumped on. They're already listening. People that are excited,
Awesome.
excited watching live on YouTube. Illinois headed to Indy for breakfast Thursday morning. Thanks, guys.
Right.
And that is exciting that everybody is going on. So what about Total Seal? There's all kinds of news stories. Like in the drag racing world, I think everybody's excited about what's Ron Capps going to do, right? He's going to announce what his plans are for 2022. Is he going to be an owner? Is he going to go race with somebody else? What's he going to do? We don't know. We find out at PRI. I can tell you so many news stories are out there percolating. NHRA's got many different news stories and announcements. What about Total Seal? Will we have anything to talk about in the booth at PRI?
Oh, yeah. We have a brand new product we are going to be releasing. We're going to do it Thursday morning. So we'll maybe try to do a live stream on Thursday morning from the booth, and we'll reveal then what the new product release is going to be. It's something we've been working on for quite some time. It is really cool. As a tribology guy, I'm really loving this one. This one's really super cool. Can't wait. I don't want to spill the beans, but
don't spill
Thursday morning, stay tuned. It's going to be pretty great.
All right. That's great. Thursday morning, when the show starts, we're going to get right into it. And what's the show like for you, though? Everybody else goes out there and mows the lawn. I'll be running around doing a couple of things. And, of course, in the Total Seal booth. But what's a normal day like there? Engine builders just coming by, looking at product, talking about what they need, what can happen, and when they can get it, I would imagine.
Well, my history, and that's all I can base this on, my history of the PRI show is from the time they opened the show to the time they closed the show. I'm standing in probably about one spot, and I'm talking all day long. There are people coming up, and they have questions. When I was at Driven doing the oil thing, it was oil questions all day long. Now, there's been a couple of years. I've got people that are already today sent me text messages or whatever. Hey, I'm coming to the show. Can I talk to you about this situation or that situation? So, that's the great thing about tribology. And everybody's heard me say it. The piston ring is the easiest, most fascinating tribological device in an engine. It sees all three stages of lubrication every single cycle. So I love piston rings. I love tribology. And I'm pretty sure, Joe, from the time the show opens to the time the show ends, I'll be standing in the booth talking about the tribology of piston rings for 3 days straight.
And then afterwards in a restaurant somewhere nearby, I'm sure, which is a big part.
Oh, yes, definitely.
All right. And another thing,
there's long days. My wife knows that she probably won't hear from me for 3 days straight. That's pretty much it.
A little thumbs up on a text at some point. But the thing is that this is all forms of motor racing, all in one place, all at the same time. I can't think of too many other places where that happens, if at all. And I don't know if fans.
Now, where else do you get Top Fuel and go-karts in the same building?
Never, nowhere. And, Formula One and engine coatings and pistons and piston rings and tires. It's just an amazing experience. I wonder, do the race fans really even know, how big a deal it is? But that's why it's performance racing industry. The employees, the teams, the people that make it happen, they're the ones that are there.
Well, it's an absolutely huge show. And if you think about just some perspective, when the show moved to Orlando back in, I think it was 2005, that was 1 million square feet under one roof, which I think at the time was one of the largest single room facilities in the country. Other ones were bigger, but they had, they were all divided up. So it was huge. And we completely filled the place up. No problem at all. So I think it's easy, like you said, you can watch a race, you can see all the cars, and you see all the stands, full of fans and things like that, but you forget what's behind it because you don't really see that otherwise. But the industry that supports those cars going around in circles or turning left and right or going a straight line is absolutely massive. And there's people like Keith and Kevin and Matt and myself and so many different people that have guests have been on the show that have a passion for performance. And it's that passion to get a little bit better. What can I improve on today? And how do I figure out a better way to solve this problem? Or how can I make that car go a little bit faster? How can I make that car go a little bit further? Those are the kind of things that all of us who are racers, I mean, you wake up thinking about it. It's hard to turn it off in your head. And that's what makes you a racer. If you think that way, that means you're a racer. Regardless of what you're doing for a living, you're a racer if that constant drive to get better is just in your DNA. And that's what makes the trade show great. Like you said, it can be any form of racing. You can have a guy that races lawnmowers. And there are people that do that, by the way.
Yes.
And there are people that race tractor pulling, right? And those guys can get together and they can talk. And they can talk to a guy who road races. And they can all share ideas. And that's where he said those dinners at night, that's almost one of the best parts of the show is that you get these guys who come from different backgrounds and different experiences, and they sit and they talk, and you can see the wheels turning and that interchange. And that's what makes it great because, we can do this, which is wonderful. It's great to be able to have the one-way conversation and share thoughts and things like that. But that's that other dimension that the trade show brings, that ability to get together and have that unscripted, just free-for-all exchange of ideas. That's what's fun.
Yes, definitely. The lunch breaks. You're waiting in line, you're getting a sandwich, and who's from this type of racing and who's from that type of racing. And next thing you know, you're connected. In fact, just a little anecdotal story. One of those Orlando PRIs is where I first met Matt Hartford. He came over right as we were launching WFO radio, got connected. I believe Alan Reinhardt is the one who put us together, and we shook hands and started talking. And he remembers the story very well because Matt's got one of those photographic memories, something like that. Very sharp guy. I was on WFO radio when we were first launching it. We talked a little bit about his Sport Compact days, and we talked a little bit about Pro Stock. We talked about Total Seal. And here, more than 10 years later, we're doing Hidden Horsepower, brought to you by Total Seal Piston Rings. Really exciting. So I didn't want this to be very long, though. I want this to be shared around so everybody knows to go to PRI booth 1525. There will be a new product announcement, and all the talking they want to hear from us, they can hear in the booth. How about that?
Exactly. We'll be talking, like I said, every day. We're going to be coming back with some kind of a little bit of tidbit live stream here and there. At least once a day, we'll do that throughout the week and update on what's going on, try to get some more episodes recorded. And hey, if you can't make it to PRI, that's fine. Just go to engineperformanceexpo.com. Register right now so that you can tune in January and get the other part of this with that other exchange. If you can't be at the real trade show, then you can be at the virtual show, if you will, a virtual event. Like, it's not really a show, is it, Joe? It's not fair to call it a show. I'm not really sure how to even describe it, really.
The greatest spectacle in online engine building.
I love that. That's the line. The greatest spectacle in online engine building, engineperformanceexpo.com. Go register now, whether you're going to the show this week or not, because you don't want to miss it. January 13th, 14th, it's going to be a blast. If you're heading to PRI, safe travels. Come see us. Like Joe said, booth 1525, myself, Mr. Castello, Keith Jones, Kevin Studecker will be there. Should be fun.
It should be fun. Lake, great job. This has been awesome. And yes, we will see you on Wednesday afternoon. And then the show starts on Friday. And for everybody that is on their way, one more time, Hidden Horsepower on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or SoundCloud. You can go to the TotalSeal.com website and get it there as well. But if you want to binge listen to something very worthwhile on your way, I submit Hidden Horsepower. Lake, great job.
Thank you, man. I recommend the Gary Stennett episode. If you've not listened to it yet, binge that one first.
Yes. Yeah. And then just let it play right on through. All right. He is Lake Speed Jr. I am Joe Castello. Lake, thank you so much. PRI, booth 1525, Total Seal Piston Rings. They've got it going on. We'll be there. Hopefully, you will be too. We'll see you soon on Hidden Horsepower at PRI.